friends. I got a request to review Rembrandt oil paint. Thank you, Fabrizio. I am not pronouncing that correctly, but yes. Fabrizio, I'm gonna tell you what I think about Rembrandt. But first, I want to go into a little offset over here. I initially completely dismissed Rembrandt oil paint for a reason that's probably going to come off as stupid. The way it's packaged, the gray of the top here, the way it's put together, it just felt cheap to me when I saw it the first time, so I initially dismissed it. Let me give you an example here. Michael Harding, Old Holland, Williamsburg, Blue Ridge. Do you see a pattern here about how they kind of put their packaging together? Sleek white, the paint swatch on the top. Sometimes it's printed on, sometimes it's an actual paint swatch. Like Blue Ridge has an actual paint swatch. It's usually, yeah, these are all actual paint swatches. Sleek white enamel. Blue Ridge kind of did their own thing with the handwritten style label, but that's just what they did. But generally, sleek white, color at the top, minimal information. That's kind of what gives off the high quality look in oil paints. Even the lesser brands, Winsor and Newton, Gamblin, they did the whole sleek. They kind of each did their own thing. The sleek white. These are not paint swatches, but just printed on. But they kind of gave off the same sort of look. I like Gamblin. As an aside, I like Gamblin's modern kind of packaging here. It's very sleek. I approve of it. It is beautiful and simple and tells you what you need to know right on the front without giving you too much information. I can appreciate that. They put all the pertinent stuff on the back. I can appreciate the simplicity of it. But Rembrandt, on the other hand, like, gray? This goldish gray, what is happening here? Why would you pick this gray plastic? Just feels and looks cheap. Maybe not feel, but it doesn't give off the high quality look as a lot of the other brands. So when I was starting out at oil painting, I just didn't even look at this because it just feels cluttered. The packaging feels like it's trying a little too hard to be fancy, but in a 1980s kind of way, if you get what I'm meaning. But I got a request to try this out, so I got my standby ultramarine blue, but they only had either ultramarine deep or ultramarine light, but not standard, which upsets me for some reason. But we're going to try it against Michael Harding standard ultramarine blue, and we're going to mix it with some yellow, and I'm going to give you my honest feelings from a layman's perspective, because I don't have a lot of, straight up, I am not that knowledgeable on the specificities on how oil paint is made. In an earlier video, I think I called Old Holland stiff because I did not know there was beeswax in their paint, but I have learned things thanks to your comments, and thank you. But I'm going to give you just my layman's, simpleman's perspective on Rembrandt. And yeah, we're going to get this show on the road. Ooh, that's well, it doesn't have the problem that some very cheap paints do have. This, by the way, is not cheap. When I actually looked at how much these things cost, these are on par with the higher end brands. This was about 13 bucks on Blick, which is pretty high for ultramarine blue, even ultramarine deep. Yeah, and that's just, yeah, we got the things going on right now. And it's not sticking to the tube like a lot of cheaper brands do. But it is very thin. That is not a lot of pigment per oil. Because you can kind of see right through it. It's a little transparent. I'm not sure I like that. We should probably get some white. Let's mix some white. Yeah, I'm good at preparing things in advance. Here we go. I don't think it matters which titanium white we use on this particular thing. But we're going to mix some white. That's a little bit too much white. We'll figure it out. We're gonna mix some white. I do not have Rembrandt right yet. There we go. Now we gotta clean that up so we can mix it with the yellow. Clean palette knife. Okay. Garbage noises. Yeah. Okay. I'm very good at planning YouTube videos ahead of time and not just doing things at the last minute. No, that's not what's happening over here. Oop. It is smooth. It's definitely smoother than I thought it would be. The pigment load is a little low. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes paints will just stick to the tube for no good reason. Thank you. I expected more of you, Michael Harding. Yeah, we got a little bit of blue, little bit of yellow, gonna make a green. Maybe not enough yellow. Maybe the blue's overpowering it somehow. Doesn't matter. There we go. Got a nice green out of that. Clean palette knife is a happy palette knife. Garbage noises. Okay, now we're going to have the Michael Harding. This is Ultramarine Deep, not standard Ultramarine Blue, but nevertheless, I do not have any Ultramarine Deep. So we are going to do this. This is the way we're going to do this. Yeah. This is, by the way, a mini sample bottle that Blick right now will give you for free if you buy $40 Michael Harding, as we're recording this on August 13th, 2023. Yeah, so that's a thing that's happening. Or you can just ask Michael Harding. Maybe we'll just give it to you. Like, you see how much thicker that is? Yes, you can. I kind of scraped it a little low there, but it's definitely a bit of a thicker, bit of a, more pigment per load is what I'm trying to say, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. There we go. We got some, I should have done the white first, but here we go. You know what? Let's do white first. Let's do white first. Then we mix. Yeah. Then we can put as much blue as we want for the yellow. Come on. Come on. There we go. That is the exact same blue. Like, that didn't even try. Okay. Normally I would put something to prop open the garbage to make less garbage noises, but I forgot to do that before setting up this video. So now we got, yeah, that's about a good amount. These tiny little bottles are great for plain air, I think. You don't have to carry the big dudes. Unless you don't care what size bottles you carry, but yeah. That is the exact same. Okay, no, it's not the exact same. I mean, it's passable. This is Ultramarine Standard is definitely a little bit lighter, but not much. This is passable as the same thing if you use it at the same time. Okay. I'm actually a little bit impressed by Rembrandt. Yes, the pigment load is a bit low, but it's definitely smooth. It doesn't fight you along the way that some brands just will. The prices are reasonable. But I just don't like your packaging. I just really do not. It's I'm a nerd. Yeah. I honestly give this guy a B+. These are pretty good. The prices are reasonable. The paint does what it's supposed to do. Pigment load's a bit low, but if you use brands where the pigment load is higher to go with it, then it kind of works well. Yeah, this is just a little bit blue. Their Ultramarine Blue is just the same as regular Ultramarine, frankly. The Ultramarine Blue Deep. I don't even know what the Ultramarine Blue Light is, because this is just I don't know, man. Yeah, I give these guys a B+. I'm definitely going to be using this tube. I don't know if I'm going to get more, because I have other brands I like and I prefer. But that's just me. And I kind of use Gamblin a lot, because they kind of have cool colors once in a while. Yeah, I'm mostly a Blue Ridge, Michael Harding kind of person. I do not like Old Holland, because of the beeswax and stiffness. I prefer this flowiness. But yes, B+, Rembrandt, that's from me. Thank you, friends. Have a good one.